Good afternoon. Britain's heatwave is expected to peak today with temperatures potentially as high as 34 degrees. The Mediterranean blast is being welcomed by many, but new research out today has put a number on just how deadly it could be. Experts at 2 universities have forecast 570 extra deaths from the heat between Thursday and Sunday. Well, Rosie Dowsing is at Broadstairs on the Kent coast. Rosie, it's a sobering thought, but a reminder for people to be careful.
Yes, exactly. It's a reminder to check in on older relatives, friends, neighbours who might be more vulnerable at this time, and also to take extra care when out and about. Here on the Kent coast, it seems almost everyone's had the same idea on what is the longest day of the year and likely to be the hottest day of the year so far. People have packed into trains from bigger cities. People have piled into cars to come to coastal towns like Broadstairs in Kent. And the RNLI predicts that there are around 4,000 people on this beach this lunchtime alone. So obviously it's tempting to take a dip and cool off in the sea, but rescue teams are asking people to play it safe.
Stay and swim in between the red and yellow flags, which is the safest place to be, and make sure that if you do find yourself in difficulty, that you practice your float to live and that you wave and signal for help. We really recommend that you're wearing sun cream, drinking lots of water, and sort of being sensible with your behaviour and not pier jumping and not digging really deep holes.
But there's also a yellow thunderstorm warning in place for parts of northern England, the Midlands, Scottish borders and Wales. It's expected that the heat will fuel torrential downpours from around 3 o'clock this afternoon and power cuts and travel disruption likely. Meanwhile, the amber heat health alert is in place until Monday.
Rosie, thank you. Iran and Israel launched fresh attacks on each other overnight as the conflict enters its second week. Israel's military said it struck an Iranian nuclear research facility. Meanwhile, Iran fired missiles and drones in what Israel called a small barrage that it said was mostly intercepted. Well, our correspondent Debbie Edward is in Tel Aviv. Debbie, what is the latest?
Well, there were more missile attacks overnight in central and northern Israel. We were woken up at 2:30 by the air raid sirens warning of an imminent missile attack, and the debris from one of the interceptors caused a fire on a rooftop here in Tel Aviv. Later in the morning, the north was attacked by several Iranian drones, and for the first time, one of them made it through, hitting a house, causing extensive damage, but no reported casualties. And there's been no let-up in the attacks going in the other direction. The IDF claimed to have assassinated 3 more Iranian officials and targeted nuclear facilities and missile launchers, and those attacks are ongoing this lunchtime. The Iranian government claims that more than 400 people have been killed since the start of this conflict. So on day 9 of this conflict, with the Americans continuing their military build-up in the region but not confirming whether they will get involved, the Middle East is still standing at a very dangerous crossroads.
Debbie, thank you. Here, opponents of assisted dying have urged the House of Lords to give the bill the scrutiny that it needs. MPs narrowly backed the legislation that would legalise assisted dying in England and Wales yesterday by just 23 votes. Our political correspondent Lucy McDade is at Westminster. Lucy, what's next for the bill?
Well, yes, the bill voted yesterday. It was the single biggest hurdle it had to face. But now, as you say, it will move through to the House of Lords. And while yesterday's result was conclusive, it was a narrower majority than many expected. And what that's done is, for critics in the House of Lords, it's emboldened them really to think there is a real case now to scrutinise it line by line, table more amendments and put some safeguards in place that they feel are not there already. And there is a slight chance now that the bill could fall. It could even run out of time in the parliamentary process. It is rare for the House of Lords to block something that MPs in the House of Commons, and remember they are democratically elected, it's rare for them to block something that they've supported. But one peer said to me today that actually this was a vote of conscience. This is therefore slightly different. Having said that, MPs voted in favour of this yesterday. Even the House of Lords have recently voted in favour of legalising assisted dying. It's likely the law will change, but it still won't be for, say, 3 or 4 years.
Thank you, Lucy. In other news, the government has revealed plans to map the DNA of every newborn baby to predict and treat serious diseases. Blood samples will be taken from umbilical cords and checked for hundreds of genetic disorders. The Health Secretary says it will allow healthcare providers to leapfrog disease by starting treatments early. And the British super yacht that sank off Sicily last August is in the process of being pulled from the water after being brought to the surface yesterday. 7 people died when the Bayesian sank, including billionaire Mike Lynch and his 18-year-old daughter Hannah. England's cricketers have been fighting back on the second day, the first test at Headingley. 3 India batsmen have made centuries. Rishabh Pant got to his 100 with a 6, but then England hit back just before lunch with Josh Tongue trapping Pant leg before wickets for a fantastic 134. India at lunch are 454 for 7. And finally, today is Prince William's birthday, and I'm sure you've been wondering, what do you get the heir to the throne who has everything? The answer is puppies. The Prince of Wales has turned 43 and Kensington Palace have released a new photo of William with his family's Cocker Spaniel Orla and 3 of her 4 recently arrived puppies. Not a bad present. That's all for now. Geraint will be back at 6:30. Goodbye.